Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and dive in, and this is recorded. So a lot of folks who couldn't make it because they're about showings and doing other things, um, and then I have a number of folks coming in a little bit later on in the call. So this will be recorded, and we will go ahead and share this. And I'm going to pull up these slides. So if you can't see, um, if you can watch, great. You can also listen. You should get the same basic understanding of this. So hopefully you can see my screen now. And I made this, I work with a lot of realtors, brokers, and other real estate professionals. I've been a real estate professional and started in residential back in 2007, I think, 2006. um, Flipping homes and doing other work back then. But we'll talk about my story here in a little bit. So this is the Realtor Pivot, your new path to success in real estate. I am Sam Sells. I'm the CEO of Syndication Launch, is one of my companies. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and really, my main focus in life right now is impact investing. We do a lot of affordable housing, trying to clean that stuff up because it's pretty messy. It's gotten a lot of affordable housing has gotten distress and invited in crime and everything else. So we go in and clean those places up, make a big difference in people's lives, and we do it in a within a capitalistic paradigm. So I like money. I like to make money, and we make a lot of money doing that and helping other people. It's just like being a realtor. You make money helping people get the homes of their dreams, get their first home, make through sell their home at a critical time. So helping other people, making a difference in people's lives, and doing that in a way where you make money is really satisfying, and it lets us lead a life of meaning. Now that I'm done with all the hugs and kisses, let's talk about the pivot. So by the end of this, you're going to get a few things. One, you're going to get a detailed process of exactly how I pivoted and was able to create massive income and wealth. And then I'll provide two paths forward that I just recommend taking a look at and take control in order for you to take control of exactly how much you make for the rest of your life. And if you follow the paths that I lay out, your life will change, I promise. My life and the lives of many of my students have changed drastically, and I'm watching other people's lives change, and it's fantastic. And so, David and I were talking about this point right here that 92% of realtors make less than $50,000 a year. And we're going to talk about brokers here in a second, but we also hear that 90% of millionaires come from real estate. So where is the disconnect? You would think that if you're a real estate professional, you would be a millionaire or multimillionaire. All right. Yet I was in residential real estate for 13 years and I never became a millionaire, right? Because I was doing it wrong. So, what does that look like for brokers? Well, since Google is the source of all truth, I'm just kidding. But if you go and you look at, what the top earnings and, the different quartiles here for what real estate brokers make, I know plenty of brokers who make way more than $146,000 a year. Um, and yeah, that puts you in the top 25% of real estate brokers if you're making over 150K a year. And now with the potential for less earnings per deal, but like Palio, you said, but there's going to be more deals now because people are going to fall out. That means more referrals to me. That means more deals for me to close. And so it's quite possible that you'll be just fine, um, um, because you already were hardworking and making things happen. And now it's just going to be a little bit of ripples, some changes, and as you flex, you're fine and you can keep moving forward. Let me just share with you just a different path. So Ryan, residential broker, been a broker for 15 years. Him and his friend had started their own brokerage. They had, I don't know, a dozen or so agents working for him. When he said his brothers had been in commercial real estate, he reached out to me through his residential coach who had been helping him, grow his brokerage. Um, he said, "Hey, you got to talk to Sam if you want to talk about commercial real estate." So he reached out to me. He spent, I don't know, 8 weeks listening to every one of my podcasts, vetting me to make sure I wasn't some charlatan, because as we all know, there's a bunch of those out there in real estate. Um, not sure why, it just is promises of easy riches, I guess, just get people. But anyhow, so he joined the program. He started out, he made money really quickly in commercial real estate, and then he kind of fell off the track. And I called him back. I'm like, Ryan, let's go, man. Let's get back. Let's back in the system. You're in the program. I want you to be successful. Come back. Let's go. And so he got back in. Um, and within 7 months of the very beginning, when he first signed up, even with his little 1 to 2 month hiatus, and then back in within 7 months, he had raised over $1 million, sold his brokerage, and now he and I are, and another one of his friends are partnering and buying up urgent care facilities and medical practices, which he knew nothing about, but his partners do. And so he knows deals, he knows how to negotiate, and he has learned how to raise money. And it turns out he's pretty good at it, because most brokers are pretty good at raising money. They know people, they already know how to negotiate, they know how to do deals, they know how to get people to close and make decisions. So pretty freaking awesome. So we're going to talk about the secret to retiring in 3 years or less using other people's money. Really, 3 years or less is just, like you said, it's just a funny name. I did it in a year and a half. Ryan, following my updated blueprint, did it in 7 months. But 3 years is a good time. The big thing here is that you can do all of the stuff that I'm going to talk about today with other people's money, and you can get paid to do it. Not commissions, although you could actually double dip and get a commission and an acquisition fee. But first, let's talk about my story. So, early 2000s, joined the Air Force as a firefighter, was flipping homes with a partner of mine. Learned some very hard lessons about, he who controls the money decides whether or not they're actually going to live up to their commitments. So I flipped homes with him. He made 130 grand. I made like 750 bucks. So much for splitting things 50-50, but learned my lesson, went on to partner with much better people. Was in the military for a while, got my master's degree in health policy. I was a hospital administrator for a while, traveled around the world working with foreign militaries, foreign governments, helping them create sustainable healthcare facilities and building 100, 200 bed facilities in West Africa and Asia, 500 bed facility there, hospital, and so forth and so on. And that's a picture of my wife and I. That's 40 pounds ago, folks. I'm sorry. I did gain 40 pounds. Life catches you when you hit your 40s. Um, but on track to lose that weight, right? Yeah. Uh, but now we got into affordable housing. We started making a big difference, and what a big change. You can see that top right picture. If you've been in real estate, you've seen some nasty stuff on occasion. And now, like, we go and we look for that stuff because that's where we can make a major difference. There's me below in Afghanistan with a bean cook holding hands. So weird to hold hands with another dude. It's just not the American way, but that's how they do it there. And that's how we build partnerships and relationships. So when I got started, I never purchased anything bigger than a single family house for myself. I did not go to real estate school. I didn't. Now you can get a master's degree in real estate, but that's about it. My daddy was broke. I couldn't go get a small $1 million loan from my dad, as Trump said one time. And I'd only had $30,000 saved up for my retirement, which was pretty freaking embarrassing. All right. So I want to dispel some beliefs about this stuff. And please feel free to laugh at any weird image of me that you want to. First off, you do not need to have a bunch of money in your bank. You don't need to have a rich uncle or a rich dad. You don't have to. Now, if you have money, it makes things even faster. Um, but if you don't, you can still do it. You don't need a fancy degree or any degree for that matter. You don't need to be good looking. You can see I'm not good looking. You don't need to be charismatic like Denzel Washington or somebody like that. You don't need to wait for good market conditions. I'm sure, Belial, just as you were talking, like you can create good market conditions in any market. You can sell in any market. You can buy in any market. You just have to know what you're doing, right? So you can create enough passive income to retire for the rest of your life with just a few commercial real estate properties. It takes a lot of single family homes or duplexes or quadplexes to get there, but within a couple, one or two commercial properties, you can get there very quick. We already said we don't have to have any money. And what's crazy is that you can actually make a difference in people's lives and build a legacy of wealth and impact, which is what I'm all about. I really love that stuff. And, you know, it is a path. It is the path that I wanted, a life of meaning. So I did a little over $30 million in 3 years. And I'll show you exactly what I did. So first, I went to YouTube University to learn everything I could about commercial real estate. I had a big event in my life where the military said, we're going to kick you out because you're traveling all over the world and you're starting to get headaches and you're not sleeping right. And so now obviously something's wrong with you. And rather than just letting you not travel every month to some place on the other side of the globe, we want you to get out. So my wife and I, we love Florida. We bought a house. They told us we were going to get out. We sold our house because they told us we were moving. Then they told us we were staying. So then we bought another house. We move into the house. Within 2 weeks of us moving into the house, they come back and say, hey, no, you got to go to Alaska and you got to be there in 2 weeks. So my wife and our new baby, who was just about to turn 1 year old, and our other two kids, they looked at me like, Dad, we love you, but we hate you. We don't want to go to Alaska. We love Florida. And guess who packed up in 2 weeks, got in a car, and then drove 13 days to Alaska? Me and my kids and my wife. And my wife was going to strangle me the entire trip. And that's when I seriously evaluated my life choices. And while I had rental properties at the time, I knew that I had to do something where I would never let anyone else gain control of me. No one else could tell me where to go, what to do ever again, or when I had to move or not move. And so we moved out of that house that we literally had just bought, packed up, left, turned that house into another rental. And on that drive, I calculated I would need about 57 single family homes to get the life that I wanted. I knew I wasn't going to be able to buy 57 single family homes with the small savings I had. And so I decided I need to get into commercial real estate, did a bunch of math, realized I couldn't buy squat in commercial real estate, but I learned about mobile home parks, convinced my dad that we were going to change our lives. Dad, come on, Dad. Use your massive retirement savings of 80 grand, which is nothing when you're 65 years old and just got laid off. But let's go do it. And so I took that money that I had and we found a 3 unit mobile home park for $200,000, got it owner financed, put some money down, empty our accounts, and we started making $1,100 a month. So $35,000 down is what I had spent, usually put down on like a single family home when I was going to flip it, sometimes less, or I put 10K down and then 25 into the rehab, depending on how cheap the house was. And so now we're starting making about $1,100 each. Cool, not exactly life changing, but this is when my life changed. So we bought a second mobile home park. Now you're thinking, man, I hate mobile home parks. Yeah, those things can be nasty, but just hear me out. So we found a 42 lot mobile home park that was distressed and was listed on LoopNet for just about 500K. I called, convinced them to sell it to us. And by the way, I'd already spent my 30K. Um, and we convinced the broker to sell it to us. Then we turned it into a master lease. He kept saying no. And then eventually he said yes. Okay. So I needed $100,000 that I did not have. My dad had 45K left in his retirement savings. I refinanced my paid off car. I got a loan from a bank and I did credit card cash advances. And we put together the money and we bought a 42 unit deal that was hideous. I'm pretty sure the manager at the time was a meth dealer. He got busted later on. Great property manager, by the way. Everyone paid. Weird. Um, but anyhow, um, we closed on this deal, and the result, this one project started making about 12 to $13,000 a month free and clear. So within 6 months of getting into commercial real estate, I was making about 6 grand a month, 7 grand a month, and my dad was also making about 6 to 7 grand a month. So 13 years of single family homes, renting out houses, doing that whole thing, and 6 months into commercial real estate, my life changed. Like 6,000 a month of passive income changes you, right? It's just the start. And so we found out we were out of money. We found out about a thing called syndication, how to raise money from other people. Um, and we raised money and bought another deal and then another deal. And by the end of year one, we had 10 mobile home parks. Nutso, don't do that. I'll have a much better way now. And my dad and I both were millionaires 1 year into this thing, $10,000 a month in passive income. And then into 2019, 2020, COVID hits. Into COVID, we started buying up properties again, bought about 10, 9 apartment complexes, some land. We developed some storage. End of 2021, we had $50 million in assets. And end of 2022, very beginning of 22, we had $70 million in assets. That first mobile home park still cash flows, right? Is worth 2.5 million probably right now. And every deal that we bought after that second deal, we were paid. When we bought it, we got paid to own it, we got paid to operate it. And our last syndication, I took home a check for $330,000. That's not too bad, right? Considering I had 30 grand when I started and I am not licensed. You don't need to be licensed anymore, not to do this stuff. Now, if you want to charge a commission, yeah, absolutely, you have to be licensed. But to syndicate, you don't need a residential or commercial real estate. You don't need a real estate license at all. So how do we do this? Now, I've made a lot of dumb mistakes in real estate. As we, over the years, we've gotten better and better and better. And so how we tell people now, or what I've come up with now is really you need to know where you want to go. Once you know where you want to go, you can choose a path to get there. You build that foundation that gets you down that path. You join some deals, learn, make sure this is right for you. Then you systemize and monetize and take the lead. And then you're running your own company, your own stuff. Now, folks who are at the very bottom, house hack, join wealth launchers, save up and hire a mentor coach. Um, and so on, right? Until you have at least $20,000 a month in passive income, $50 million of assets, and then start really growing. But you got to build out that foundation in the beginning. And the only way you can build out that foundation is if you know the blueprint to do that. Now, I've worked with so many real estate professionals. We've just learned that, like I did, I didn't know commercial real estate and I was scared or nervous about it. Because the stakes are higher. They are higher. The returns are much higher, but so are the stakes, right? Like it's serious. Um, but if you knew how to structure your company so that the risk are mitigated, there's still risk. There's always risk in real estate, as you know. But if you knew how to do that, if you knew how to raise capital from private investors so that they can pay you to buy real estate for them and then pay you to operate that real estate for them and pay you through 30% of the project goes to you so that you can operate it for them. If you knew how to do that and you had a blueprint to follow, what would life be like? When I started, I didn't have those things and I just blundered through everything. And even though we were able to hit $50 million worth of assets in 3 years and generate income, like now I teach people to go so much faster. That's why Ryan in the beginning was able to do it as a broker. He sold his brokerage, was able to go full time commercial real estate in 7 months. That's just why, because We teach folks how to get there so much faster. Okay. And then Jeremiah. Jeremiah was a broker also in Alaska, a friend of mine. Um, he joined and I coached him through two projects. We just did two projects together, a mobile home park and that storage complex up there. I built the storage complex ground up. He took it over on a master lease. Same like I did with my first mobile home park. I love Alaska, great place. So terrible in the winter, but anyhow, beautiful but terrible. So Jeremiah does exactly what I asked him to do. And within 12 months, he added $800,000 in net worth. He already had some single families. He had a eightplex and a 12-plex apartment complexes. He sold those and now just does storage and a mobile home park. Jeremiah makes well over $10,000 a month just on the two deals that I helped him with. His first foray really into commercial real estate outside of a small multifamily, the eightplex. So he's a millionaire now, and his life is different. He still brokers single family deals. He likes doing that. He enjoys doing that, but he just plays a different game now. And so what do we do now? So we've come up with, because I didn't have the education, I couldn't find the education. What we did is we created a system called the Wealth Launchers. And in the Wealth Launchers, we have, I don't know, 50 or 60 courses in there to teach people what commercial real estate is, how to syndicate, how to raise money from other people, what the rules of the game are, how to not go to jail, because going to jail would suck. Um, and how to make a difference in people's lives, how to operate properties, how to buy them, how to structure, how to partner, who to partner with, how to set up your own company, what kind of company you need to set up, how to do LinkedIn so that people are usually the folks that every person who comes into my program and we teach them how to utilize LinkedIn. Within 1 to 2 months, they start having people reach out to them and say, "Hey, I have 100 grand or I have 200 grand. Can I invest with you?" And that's like when people are reaching out to you, trying to give you money, and you're not even chasing transactions, you're not chasing anything. You could be in Tahiti in your underwear on the beach with nobody else around you, and you're going to get a notification from somebody saying, "Hey, you know, Blio, I want to give you, 150 grand because I love what you're doing." And you're like, "Cool, let's hop on a call, make sure you're legit, and then bring them into a deal." And they just paid you. That 150 grand goes into the deal, but you got paid to do the deal, and you get paid to run the deal, and you get paid, all these different directions, right? It's amazing, but people just don't know about it. And the problem is if you don't know, you can't go. Knowledge plus action equals velocity. The velocity of your company, the velocity of your life, the growth that you have comes from the knowledge that you have plus the action that you take and you go, right? And I'm sorry, I've been talking really fast. Does anyone have any questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay, cool. So we used to charge, in fact, we still do charge 297 a month, but if you'd like to check it out, it's $97 a month. It's 7 day free trial, and you get a lot of stuff. That's just a sweet opportunity if you are a DIY person and you want to get in and learn everything about commercial real estate. You can, not from the perspective of, what makes a, apartment complex, not, it's not about that. It's about how do you buy that apartment complex, or how do you buy that storage complex, or how do you put together the deal? How do you get investors? You guys are savvy real estate professionals. So a lot of you can take all that information, understand it, digest it, and then go out and execute on it. I could not find all this information. I read books about it, but I couldn't find it. And so I had to go out there and learn it myself. And unfortunately, I had a propensity of just doing it the wrong way the first time and then pay the $200,000 dummy tax or the $250,000 dummy tax or the $175,000 dummy tax. Ask me how much how much I've spent on dummy tax over the years, and it's a lot. And that's why we created a system that teaches and educates. You can go find educational systems about residential real estate all over the place. Though there are now some about commercial real estate, I've just found them to be incredibly lacking on how you actually go and do it. It's not about theory, it's about action. Can you go act? Of course, we've got a bunch of folks who have said awesome things about us in the program. Um, and this is what's included. So it's Education 101 course, there's a level up course, there's access to 100 plus discounted training courses like by Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, and lots of other people, Chris Voss, Grant Cardone, all sorts of stuff. That's all in there. I don't get paid a penny if you sign up for one of those programs, but you get access to all of this stuff. Really, there's just a ton of content and blueprints and files you can check out. Super aggressive lender terms in there, the things that you want to look out for. Don't sign a document where the lender can declare you in default and take your property without ever telling you. That would suck. And that really sucks for your investors. Don't do that. You need to protect yourself and your investors. Like, ask me how I know this stuff, right? Tried and true checklist, due diligence checklist, big ones for different types of deals, whatever you're doing. There's syndication legal docs. Those things are about 18 grand to $25,000, depending on which ones we're doing. We have several in there. Even fund docs. We're running a fund. And what does a fund look like and how does it operate and what's different about it than a syndication? Learn these things because this stuff is the most powerful wealth building tools there are that at least that I know of that are available to people who aren't born wealthy. If you're born wealthy, there's some other tools out there. Or if you already have a lot of wealth, there's some other tools out there like buying large companies and expanding them or growing them. That's a very powerful tool, right? LinkedIn messaging, so many other things. And we created a syndication glossary because, as you guys know, there's jargon in the industry, there's jargon in the resi world, there's jargon in the commercial real estate world. And if you go online and you type up cap rate, yeah, you can learn about a capitalization rate, but are you going to find out about, log in and or go check out what's a pad and or a lot or a lot of these other terms, infill program, et cetera. What do those terms mean? And then how do they apply? All right. So more importantly, you're part of a system that genuinely cares. I care about your success. So if you ever have something you want to learn and it's not there, just let me know. Send me a message and I'll write it or I'll just explain it to you in email. But if you're like I should have been when I started, not being a DIY person, because I was a DIY person, which is what got me in trouble. Because not only was I a DIY, I couldn't find all the information I needed, all the YouTube university videos that just can't help you understand real life scenarios, right? Every deal is different. Every um, development plan is unique for some reason. And so if you're sitting there going, Sam, that's cool, but I don't want to take some slow, self-paced program. I want the path that gets me there as fast or faster than you did. I want to get there as fast as Ryan did. I want to get there as fast as Jeremiah did. I want more. I want more than $30 million in real estate. I want $15,000 a month or more. I want to build my own company. I want to choose my own destiny. I want to stop chasing transactions. I don't want to ever care what the commission rates are. I want to stop dealing with market issues that rob food off my table, like COVID. All of a sudden, COVID hits and you can't sell a home or do anything. How do you keep food on your table? Right? No, that stuff goes away when you have passive income. It doesn't matter. You want to stop dealing with highly emotional clients, but more importantly, you want freedom. That's what I want. I wanted freedom. I wanted freedom to live like I wanted. I wanted to give like I want, and I wanted to go where I wanted. I didn't want to go to Alaska, even though I love Alaska. I did not want to move. I wanted to stay. And so if you're thinking, I want more, well, Syndication Launch is the number one impact investing coaching program on the planet. We're the only ones, which makes us the best, which I'm not shy about that. We also have students we got Irish students that live in Spain, which is hilarious. Britain, Mexico, Colombia, and then all over the US. Just awesome people. We do life coaching 3 times a week. We help people design and create their own companies. We do hands-on training. We have people bring their deals and we analyze them and we go through them. We have aligned incentives, which I'll talk about in a minute. And with that network where all these people are together working, we keep seeing that over and over again where people partner together and create their own companies and go off and do awesome things like a food hall. We got guys buying a food hall, or buying an old warehouse in the middle of a city and then turning it into a food hall. It looks like they may be partnering with Dave Chappelle, which is super cool, right? We have uh, guys doing, of course, apartment complexes and folks doing mobile home parks and RV parks. We got folks doing urgent cares and pediatric facilities. It's all the same in the sense of every deal is unique and you have to understand what it is and how it works, but you still have to understand how to raise the money and you have to understand how to structure deals and you have to understand what attorneys do I need to talk to get involved, whether it be SEC attorneys or healthcare attorneys or commercial real estate attorneys. They're different ones for different things. You just need to know who to call and how to make it happen. Remember, it's knowledge plus action equals velocity. You know you need to talk to somebody, but you don't know who. You know that you can raise money, you just don't know how to do it without going to jail because jail sucks, right? And we want to do this honestly and with integrity, and we want to make a difference, and we want to change our lives, and we want to help other people. And so, all those things that you're already doing in real estate, you can do on just a much bigger scale when you can get access to millions of dollars. I'm sure you guys have all seen amazing deals where you're like, man, if I had X amount of money, I would buy that thing and I would turn it around and I would do this. Well, what I'm telling you is this is the path for you to go get that money, other people's money. You don't need $500,000 or $5 million, right? Right now, I'm raising 3.75 million for a very small fund. I don't I don't have that cash in my pocket. If I did, I wouldn't spend it. I'll still raise other people's money, right? That's how wealthy people leverage other people's money to do things. The Empire State Building has been a syndication that's been sold through other syndications over the past 100 years or 120 years now. And most people don't know that because it's not something that we live in. That's a very wealthy person thing to do. And so if you want more, you want live coaching and you want other stuff, but wait, there's more. I've always wanted to say that, but wait, there's more. There is more, right? So we have something that no other program has. We have a legal team that helps provide legal docs for your projects, answer questions, and provide guidance. If you want to go someplace where you're like, man, is that legal? And I'm like, hey, Alex, is that legal? I'm like, yeah, that's legal. Or no, it's not legal. Don't do it. You go to jail, right? You want access to that? That's in our system. In fact, he's one of our students, and he's also provides tax, or not tax, but legal advice, so forth. We have a tax strategist, Travis. We've gone through lots of different CPAs. This
So,
guy is off the hook. Question, yeah.
I don't
All
think
right.
so.
So we have a tax strategist to help with your syndication deals, and all of a sudden you're never going to pay taxes again in your life. We have accountant, a CPA accounting guy firm, Main Street. Those guys are great. They'll help you keep your books straight. We have warm and cold outreach strategists that can help you, support you to help increase your growth strategy. That's why people within 1 to 2 months are getting people reaching out to them saying, hey, John, I want to give you 100 grand, or count me in under your deal. And now he goes from zero. He paid 50 grand for his last program. And he's like, Sam, I want more. I'm like, well, what's wrong with your program? Well, they tell me how to buy stuff, but that's it. I want to do more. I've already bought stuff and now I'm in trouble because our partners don't know what to do when the deal's not performing. I'm like, well, dude, come here. We do know what to do when the deal's not performing. We'll help you. But we're also going to help you do all these other things. Now he's got people reaching out to him, trying to give him money. He's redesigned his company. He's killing it. And the other programs couldn't get him there. We have DFY services, done for you services. I'm all forget the DIY stuff. I don't want DIY stuff anymore. I've got too many businesses and companies and people. I want DFY. I want people to do it for me so I can push a button and they go and do all this stuff and the money comes in. We have that stuff available to you. It all depends on what you want. We have partners. Like I said, we have people partnering with each other all the time. I partner with every single person because I'm never going to have somebody do a deal that I'm not willing to do with them. If they don't want to do it with me, fine, I won't do it. But if they want to, I am happy to partner and we're going to make this deal a success. We also have the black book. It's access to every service we've ever used that actually works. You know how many programs are out there that don't work? A lot of them. And we help with the simple things, everything from assistance with logos, vision statements, profile updates. What do I put on my LinkedIn and entity naming and so much more. But to be in part of a system that genuinely cares about you and your success. This is why I call Ryan after he wandered off the path after, a couple of months. Like, Ryan, you told me that you wanted to get away from your brokerage, that you were tired of chasing deals and transactions. You wanted passive income so that you could go sit in Jamaica or wherever else in the world you want to sit and not have to be closing a deal or chasing a client. Get back in class. Let's go. Like, let's go. And he got back in class and he went. It's because I care. I genuinely care. I joined a number of programs. I paid my fee. I get into the program and I realize the people running it don't give two craps whether I'm going to be successful or not. That's not us. We designed this to be completely different than these other programs. Now, Rod Cleef is an amazing instructor. Think multifamily. I love those people. Okay. Um, love them. They are fantastic. Both great instructors. We just do things different. No, we don't charge $50,000 a year. No, we don't charge $35,000 a year because I grew up poor. I grew up in rural Oklahoma. I remember taking baths in horse trough. Like this stuff right here, they teach a very high end program to very high end clients, and it's very hands off. We teach a very hands on program to people that we want to change their lives. If I can't help you change your life, then don't come hang out with me or my brother Jesse, right? We want to help you make a difference. If you want to stay a broker or an agent, cool. But you also want 10 or 20 or $30,000 a month coming in to you, a passive income, and you want to create $50 million worth of holdings that you own and operate or just help with, and somebody else does all the hard work. Yeah, you just want to help raise money and then provide support, and they do all the work. I'm telling you, there are so many different ways to do this, but it's all about what do you really, really want. We charge between ten to $15,000 down. That's what we've been charging for a long time. Um, I know that realtors are in a spot, so we're doing a realtor discount, realtor brokers, $4,500 down, $297 a month because all that stinking software we use is expensive. And that covers those costs. And then this $30,000 of profit share. This is the thing that I hated about all the other programs I joined. I paid my $25,000 down or whatever. I get into the program. There's no profit share. They don't care if I succeed or not. They bring in all these guest lecturers who talk about different things, which are cool and informative. But at the end of the day, I'm like, hey, man, how do I pay my co sponsors or partners? And to have the leader say, well, I don't know. I'm like, you don't know how to do this? You're teaching the program. So I had to go talk to somebody who had over $1 billion of assets. I'm like, hey man, how do I do this? He's like, oh Sam, this is what you do. I was like, thank you, Dan. I appreciate that, man. And like, this is the questions that I had, and I've paid $50,000 to these other coaching programs, and none of them could tell me. And so we will tell you and we will help you. And if you can't figure it out, I'll go find somebody who does know the answer and we'll get it to you. But we've done dozens of deals now. We're not on our second deal and starting a coaching program like some of our LinkedIn counterparts. Like we have done this, we've been in it. We don't make our money from coaching, we make our money from deals. And so you're going to join the program. I want you to go make $30,000 of profit. We do a 50-50 split. This is not debt. This is on real projects. So I'm going to go help you do a deal where you can make 100 grand at closing, not from your commission, that's yours, but from piece of the acquisition fee. And then we're going to split part of that 30K for us. You keep all the rest because just split 50-50. So you have to make at least 30 and us 30. And then every deal after that is 12 months of coaching every year. After that, 15K of profit share. And I have to help you do a deal. So I want to help you do a deal because I want to get paid, right? And I want you to get paid. I want you to make a difference. I want you to go down a path that gets you where all these wealthy people are. At the very beginning, we talked about 92% of realtors make $50,000 a year or less. 75% of brokers make less than 150 grand a year. That's not okay. If 90% of millionaires, 90% of the wealthy have their money in real estate, why don't we? And it's not because of lack of effort. You guys are trying. You're trying hard. I was trying hard. What it comes down to is the how. And nobody teaches us how to do this in any school. So you have to go and learn it on your own, or you have to find somebody like myself who was crazy enough to go out there and do it and then learn the hard way and then come back and say, hey, don't do that. That's bad. Do it this way. Much easier. And that's where we're at today. Dozens of deals later, we say, this is the easier path. And so while it took me a year and a half to go full time commercial real estate, I can help people do it in half that time because they follow the path, they get after it, and they do it. They take that knowledge, the new knowledge, they take massive action and they grow fast, fast and steady, and they don't blow up. Now, I've been talking about syndication. I've been talking about learning how to raise other people's money. I've been talking about the path that I went through myself and how we help other people go through this path. That is a QR code. You can scan that. All that does is get you on a call with Rob, one of my students who's in the program. He's a former Royal Navy guy. His wife is a real estate agent. He's a Brit. She's from Mexico. They live in Playa del Carmen now. And we're helping him do some resort stuff and buy land in Mexico along the beach. Anyhow, commercial properties. Um, Talk to him and you can see what it's like in the program. All right. You need to do due diligence. You need to make sure I'm not a fraud. Do that. Talk to him, get his feedback. And if that's something you want to do, then I'm here. And Jesse's here. Actually, Jesse's in Japan right now having a little vacay. We're here to help you make a difference. And it's real, like it's legit. You want to talk to Ryan? I'll give you Ryan's phone number. You can talk to him, ask him if what he did was legit. Did he really sell his brokerage? Did he really go full time? Talk to him about it. Now, I'm really enjoyed talking with you guys in the beginning. And are there any questions that you have?
Sam, if for example, uh, I come across deals sometimes that are very similar to what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, are you guys open, for example, to bringing or coming on board on some of these deals and perhaps, partnering up with the group that I work with or, um, you know, with me or whatever? I mean, is that something that you guys are open to doing?
Yes, absolutely. We partner with our students all the time. Um, we have Camilo, he's in Colombia. He can't do the operations on that project, but he found a mobile home park that he thought was awesome. Sent it to me. I went and drove by it this weekend. I'm like, man, this place is awesome. It's got a lot of opportunity. So we're working together on acquiring that deal, and he'll help bring investor capital. I'll help bring investor capital, and we'll do that project. And he will probably make close to 750 grand on that project, just that one project. So yeah, I'm happy to partner with you or your group and take down a project that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. I mean, you know, they come across sometimes, and I've done some syndication. We have a very good commercial broker that we partner with, and you know, has brought a few deals to the table. And so, you know, there's times where we're looking for people, we're looking for others to bring on board and sort of be part of this with us. So I definitely appreciate if you can provide your contact info and somewhere I can, you know, get a hold of you. Okay, yeah. So I'll definitely keep that in mind when
Yeah.
another deal pops up.
Yeah. If you send me a note, either on LinkedIn is good. Um, I'm pretty active, or my people are pretty active for me. Um, or if you hit info@syndicationlaunch.com or sam@syndicationlaunch.com, I'll get that email and yeah, happy to look at deals. We want whenever we're doing deals with other people, we definitely want them to be savvy in how the syndications work. So we prefer that you be in the program, just because then I can help ensure that you have all the um, the knowledge at your fingertips to understand. You already understand real estate. I don't need to teach you about real estate, but it's just the rules, the regulations, the structures, the um, legal aspects of these things that are new. But yeah, happy to do that, man.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Blau. David, any questions? All right. Any other questions or comments? Oh, go ahead, David.
No, it's good. I appreciate the information. It's very informative.
Yeah, anytime, David. Now, my dad, when he got started, he was 65, 66 when we got started. Um, there's no there's no age requirement. It's not something that you have to be a young person to do. I know you said you're semi-retired. You can do this at any age.
Yeah, I'm 76, so
There you go. My dad's 70. What is he now? 74,
wow.
73, 73? No.
Yeah,
So yeah,
okay.
definitely doable. Cool. Cool, cool. All right. Um, this recording I'll send out to everybody. I'll send a link to it so you guys can watch it again or go back and you'll get my email address. Probably it'll come from either my syndicationlaunch.com or my Wild Mountain Capital. That's our main company. Um, if Yeah, feel free to respond. Any other thoughts that you have or anything else that you're curious about, feel free to reach out and
Okay.
have a great rest of your week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks all.
Thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.